Let's take a look at a team review for Smiley. Team is just team featuring Joe Burrow. He's in a 10-team Superflex Start 10 PPR league. First thing we'll do, I usually just look at kind of where does keep trade cut value have your team. This is not a great predictor of what team will make the playoffs or what teams will be good. Players can be overvalued or undervalued on keep trade cut depending on how they did last year, or if they're old but still producing, they'll just be a low number. So this is not a good gauge of what team will make the playoffs in your league. Let's go position by position. 10 teams start 10, PPR, Superflex, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love. It's probably a week 4. Joe Burrow was really good last year, but pocket passers, touchdowns aren't a very sticky stat. So even though he threw a lot of touchdowns last year, it's not a great predictor of how many touchdowns he'll throw this year. The Bengals last year really needed to score a lot of points down the stretch to stay in the playoff hunt. And then they fired their defensive coordinator. So a lot of people right now are saying, man, the Bengals have to throw to win. We don't know that. We're really bad at predicting which defenses are good, which defenses are bad, and how that will affect fantasy. So Joe Burrow is someone, if anyone in your league is thinking, man, these guys got to throw to stay in games, like sell that guy, sell Joe Burrow to that guy, because it's just not a good predictor. There's not really any follow-up in fantasy reporting or news to check, like, was that true? It's usually not. So Joe Burrow is a sell for me. When I was talking about keep trade cut, like, you'll have extra value here in this 69,000. That's just in Joe Burrow. That doesn't really translate to production. Jordan Love is going to be, he's ranked as QB 12. In my mind, he's just going to be a back-end quarterback 1. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, they're all going to be the same guy. Pocket passers that are fine. If they get good receivers, they might mess around and have a year where they look like Joe Burrow. It's not very likely. I think Joe Burrow is a better player than all of those guys, but I just don't think any of them are special. He's a great QB2 to have. No QB3 here. Let's move to running backs, where you have a 3 is what I'll call this. It's probably higher than that in terms of production, but Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey could both, we could go into 2026 with this team and think, man, I can't start either one of these guys. Just because there have been some running backs performing really well past 27, these two and Derrick Henry, eventually age is going to come for both of these guys, and it'll come fast usually. So these are guys that I'd be looking to transition from one of them at some point. I don't know if I've mentioned, you guys have not had your rookie draft yet, as far as I can tell. Like, you don't have picks in 2025, but other people do have picks listed for 2025. These guys. Or maybe you're in the middle of, no, you're probably not in the middle of it right now, because you would have other picks listed. So running backs, we'll call that a 3 in terms of value and future for you, but it could be higher in terms of production. Wide receivers, Higgins, Waddle, Hill, Adams, is probably a 2. Like, you have 4 guys that you could be putting in your lineup each week. I don't know that any of them are really week winners for you. Devontae Adams could be. I don't feel confident. Like, I'd like to have at least one that I feel really, really good about, and I don't see that here. Tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts is probably about a 2. I don't really feel anything that Tucker Kraft is anything special. I think this team just needed a good receiving option. Like, Jaden Reed had a couple good weeks and then wasn't really that great. The other guys on the Packers aren't amazing. And now that they have Matthew Golden, do they need to be using the tight end as much? I don't know that he's a special enough talent that they'll make sure he's getting the ball. Tight end 8 is about right. He's probably going to give you about tight end 10 production and just won't be winning you any weeks, and hopefully not losing you any. You don't have any picks this year, but other than that, it looks like you're set. So can we make a lineup with this team that can contend? Man, I don't know. Like, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, fine. We're trying to get to 10. Barkley, McCaffrey, good. No other options behind them. And in bye weeks, we're probably putting in Ray Davis or Blake Corum. Like, that's not great. T. Higgins, Waddle, Hill, Adams, Kraft, and then someone else. Like, we're not even getting to 10. So I don't know that I see that this team is a contending team. I don't know exactly if you start 6 playoff teams or 4 teams make the playoffs. But if I own this team, I'm looking at it saying, like, I don't have enough to make a competent starting lineup. And I don't feel like I can for sure contend this year. And I don't feel like I have great value going into next year. I'd be starting to sell as much as I can. So I would be pairing Tyreek Hill with Joe Burrow and trying to get someone to pay full price for Tyreek Hill. Or if I needed to do that with Devontae Adams, I feel like Devontae Adams, you can generally get about what he's worth. Like 2 seconds, maybe you get someone to pay you a first for him if you throw in a third. I'd be looking to do something like that. Barkley should be getting you a first plus. I'd be taking Alec Pierce. Can I pair him with T. Higgins and get someone to pay me out on Pierce? Really just trying to clean up as much of this dead value, like Dontavian Wicks, Michael Wilson, getting anything that you can for them by pairing them with these other guys. I don't know that anyone on this team is who I would be expecting to be on my contending version of this team. So like by the time I'm making the playoffs with this team, I probably don't have Saquon. I probably don't have McCaffrey. But I don't know that there's really anyone on here. So I'd be looking to take the big name guys that have a lot of value across the board, like Joe Burrow. There's probably someone who thinks he's QB4 and will pay you full price for Tyreek Hill at the same time just to have the chance to pay for Joe Burrow. And then whoever I get in that deal, I'm trying to get some picks this year. If I can't get picks this year because they're overvalued pre-rookie draft, then I'm probably just trying to get 26 picks that will go up in value. The type of players I'd be looking to add on this team would be Xavier Worthy, JSN, Odunze, any of the late first round rookie pick running backs. So that would be Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins. I'm not really looking to pick up second round picks from this team past like the 2-0. I guess in a 10-team league, it would be about the 204. Anyone in the my dog's freaking out. Anyone in the NFL draft that wasn't a first round quarterback, tight end, receiver, or a running back from the first 3 rounds. So that would, if you're looking at rookie draft ADP, that would stop before what's the Cam Scatabo, and at receivers, anyone before like Trey Harris, Luther Burden. I'm not as interested in those guys. Like, they have upside, but it's not a good track record of success. If you're a second round NFL wide receiver that doesn't hit that often, I'm looking for higher percentage hits. So a lot of first round picks, or if I need to going into, I would be looking for 26 first round picks. I just don't know that I feel strongly that this team could compete this year, but probably has enough value that if you convert it into things that will go up in value, you could probably be contending next year. Let me know if you have questions or trade offers that come through that you want reviewed in the YouTube comments, or you can submit trades on the Boom Bust Fantasy website and I'll get back to them quickly.